we're live.
Hi, guys. We are in the Dirty Mo Media studio for another episode of Bless Your Heart. Dale and I are excited for your questions and Ask Amy. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget to check out our new merch at shop.dirtymomedia.com. What do you got for us?
Well, our first one, our buddy Ethan, a couple weeks ago, he asked about what wedding venue him and his wife or fiance should do, and he wanted to update us. She found a bar and fell in love. So that's where they're gonna get
amazing.
married.
All right.
So congrats to Ethan. Our first question, we kind of talked about this earlier on the show, but Jennifer wants to know, all those celebrities went to space this week.
Yes.
And they would she wants to know if you guys would go to space or not.
No,
No?
I'm going to leave that to the professionals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Katy Perry, I don't know if she's a professional, but no. Doesn't
Not-
interest you at all?
So, gosh, how do I be polite about this?
All right,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you better be polite.
Oh, no.
That was
I-
the most ridiculous thing I ever seen. No, I'm sorry. Is that really kind of where you were going?
Thank you for taking the words and doing it for me. I don't know. I feel like some people just need too much attention.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt about that.
That was so...
Going into space
Yeah.
surely was absolutely sensationally cool.
Yeah.
But the reactions and all the things otherwise, I have seen interviews with
Yeah.
actual astronauts where they were like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You just barely got in there and came right back out and you're blessing the ground."
Yeah.
There was a...
Get
yeah,
outta here.
It was just... It was... I guess it was... The timing wasn't all that great because they had those astronauts that were kind of stuck up there for all those months.
Yeah. Well, they had the space station. She was stuck there for like 9 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and so they go up there for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
come back down, get out, and kiss the
I
ground.
think it's like, oh, that was,
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
And she looked at the phone, or there was like a camera, and like the whole time too, which was like I'd look outside and see the universe.
Right.
Like that was a little.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. It didn't do them any favors, but
I'm sure it was fun.
Listen, now to be clear, like if they said, "Hey, you want to go take off and do that," if you wanted that experience, I would absolutely want it, but I would not want it to be publicized.
I wouldn't want it to look anything like that one.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other debate that's come out of that is: would you rather go to space or like depths of the ocean?
Ooh, depths of the ocean, probably.
Space.
I
Man,
say space, too.
Yin and yang. Here we are.
You
Is
say ocean?
I'd say space.
Yeah.
I think there's a stat we discovered more about space than we have the depths of the ocean.
Yeah.
I
which
know,
is
but that's why I
interesting.
want to go to the ocean. I'm a little scared to get so far into like, what if I float off into the Never
You're
Land?
claustrophobic as hell.
Yeah, which is,
And when
I'm
you-
not getting in either thing very easily.
Dude, if you got in something and went down even a couple thousand feet, you would freak out. And the fact is, you can't like just come out of there quickly. Like your process of getting back to the surface is going to be a long one.
I mean,
and
I
you're
feel like
going
either
to
way I'm
lose
screwed.
your.
So I'm not going.
You're
and
not
Dale
going.
is.
It's
I think there was a.
I
there
don't
was-
like being held down. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be good.
There was a-
strapped into something, taking off like a rocket. No.
Yeah.
There was an astronaut or someone that went up on the shuttle or something or went to the space station years ago, long time ago, and there's all this conflict and tug of war and argument and frustration and just a bunch of unrest and so forth on Earth, right? Where all these countries just can't all get along and there's a lot of disagreement. And this astronaut went up and he said, "Man, when you go up there and you look back at Earth and you realize that we're all on that thing so it's out of control, right? It's out of our control.
chaos, yeah.
It's like it really kind of puts it into perspective. There's no boundaries, there's no state lines or country borders and all that stuff, and you're just looking at it going, wow. And you're able to sit there and go looking down at all these people that are going, "Hey, you're wrong. And you're like, wow, all of y'all are wasting your time, right? Fighting over dumb just like we're on this rock. Let's just figure it out." And so I would love that. I think I would love that perspective.
Yeah. That's
Right?
interesting. Yeah. I like always the photos too. Someone took a picture from space and they're like, everybody in the universe but me is in this photo.
Is in that. Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
That's pretty
exactly.
amazing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a weird flex. I know.
Sure.
Our next question is from Sandra, and she wants to know, Amy, she grew up going to a church every Sunday, twice on the holidays, and wants to know if your mom ever made you wear like a hat or a bonnet for Easter Mass. Is that like a certain thing you do for church or
So
something?
I grew up going to church every Sunday also, and I have two younger sisters, and Mom would make us wear matching outfits, which has now become far more common, but she would even make our outfits.
Really?
And so we have Easter photos in like these bloomery jumpsuits and permed short, I mean, we're talking like late 80s,
Wow.
bobbed hair. There was a lot of She put a lot of time and effort into these, so like we wore them and we didn't say anything. But looking back, I mean, they were pretty wild.
Yeah.
And there was one Christmas too. We had Western Christmas printed clothes. I had like a wrap skirt, but it had like cowboy boots and Santa Claus with a hat on. You know, like ridiculous. So we had a lot of stuff like that. And now I don't know what it did. It imprinted on my mind, so I feel like I have to match my kids. And now my sisters and I, all of the kids match, or they at least coordinate in their colors.
Yeah.
Dale's like, yeah, it's a lot. But if I don't do it, if I get Isla her own clothes and Nicole her own clothes for the same event, they're both like, but I want that one. And the other one's like, I want that one. And so it does actually help mothers to do that. But I didn't have to wear a bonnet, I don't think ever, a hat or a bonnet. But I
Yeah.
had some gnarly hairdos and some wild outfits to wear.
Are bonnets that thing that's like that white, like
It's just like more of like a cloth with like a brim that goes around
Yeah.
your face and it ties under your neck.
Little House on the Prairie.
Very,
Oh, okay.
yeah, very prairie-like.
interesting. I never even heard of that. See, in the North, we just go to church, whatever we're wearing, doesn't matter. But
Yeah, I don't think anybody really wore hats in my church.
No?
It wasn't, no. Everybody dressed. Like you got dressed for
dressed up.
church. Yeah.
Yeah. Our next question is Tom wants to know if the Easter Bunny is going to be as generous as the Tooth Fairy this year.
The Easter Bunny is even more generous.
Really?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. We do Easter nests in the yard. I talked about this. We pull the Spanish moss off the trees. The kids all make their like little nest in the yard and they decorate it.
This is Amy's Texas family.
Yes.
Right, these are hardworking Texas people, and I will say this: Amy's family does all of the holidays to the max.
It's like it might be the last one. Let's just
Yeah.
go for it. We love
I
a good
like it.
time and a
It's
party and an event, and we love giving gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Could
Yeah.
you say that's right?
We didn't do crap. We get a little basket from Target or Walmart, and with some just a traditional thing right off the shelf. But Amy and her family, they get the Spanish moss off the trees, and they make nests for the kids.
Yeah,
And
the kids make the nest in the yard.
The kids make the nest, and then we take the kids on a hayride to look for the Easter Bunny. And while that's happening, the rest of the adults are filling those nests full of all kinds of fun, crazy toy, candy,
Yeah.
snacks, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. It's
Well-
good.
When we grew up, there was just three of us. Me and my two sisters. Dad didn't have any brothers and sisters, so we didn't really have any cousins. Mom had one brother who didn't have a son until like way later. So it wasn't that epic of an event. Like it was still fun, but now there's a lot of kids,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so the yard is full of nests and it's chaos. And
Yeah.
they get out of the car and immediately they have their baskets. They go Easter egg hunt all around the yard, and then they sit at their nest and they open all their stuff. It's so much fun.
Yeah. It's cool.
Is the Easter egg hunt like the premier event of
yeah.
of the
We'll go
night?
to
Pretty
church
much. It's
on
like the
Sun-
kickoff.
Yeah. We'll go
Yeah.
to church on Sunday, which is awesome.
Yeah, we do all this on Saturday, so it's
Yeah.
just like fun day at the farm. and
Yeah.
then we go to
Church on Sundays in Victoria, Texas, at the local church, and the rest of the weekend we're grilling, cooking, sitting around a campfire in chairs like this one, and watching sports or just listening to music or sitting
Kids are
around
four-wheeling.
four wheel. Yeah, kids are riding four wheelers. We'll go inside to the farmhouse and sit around the kitchen table and laugh,
Play
and joke,
dominoes
play
and different
dominoes,
games, yeah.
chicken foot, all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's a blast.
It's so much fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Next question, also Easter themed from Jessica. She wants to know if you ever dyed eggs with the girls for Easter, and if you did, how messy does it get?
I have. So I've watched all of the videos, and I did it with shaving cream, and you put the dye in the shaving cream with like the cupcake molds, and so each little thing has its own color, and they get their own dish, and I always do that stuff outside. I mean,
Yeah.
everything
It's a pro move. Yeah.
messy happens outside.
Yeah.
But it's easier for them to see what they're doing too, and they can make it swirly, and they have way more fun with that. I haven't done that this year.
You know what I like about Easter eggs now that's come out? This didn't exist when I was young. Is where you put the egg on the thing and it spins, and you take it with Sharpie or a marker or something, and you can, make it whatever color you want with a sharp. I mean,
We
what
do
the
have
hell?
that little thing. So all the little plastic eggs, though, have been taken to like the playroom and used
Yeah,
to actually play with. So
but you can do real
we had
eggs
the
on that.
machines. I've never tried a real egg on that.
Yeah, because it's white and you can color any color you want.
Well, the egg in the game is hollow plastic, so it's
Oh.
real light. I don't know if a real one would work, but we could try.
Yeah, I'm sure. I love that. It's easy.
I've seen so many fun things. I saw a thing the other day where somebody took old ties that they had gotten from a thrift store. You can do this with any fabric. And they put the vinegar water in the dish, but they had wrapped the egg up with this printed fabric. And like it
Oh,
put the print all over the egg.
wow.
You remember the old school deals that you slid over the egg and dropped it in the hot water and it
Yeah.
shrunk
Yes.
to it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Plastic shrink wrap, yeah.
And you're like, man, that was kind of like the ghetto trailer park version.
That's like everybody's tired. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's how I've done that.
There's nothing wrong
I've
with
done
that.
them
One
back in
solid
the day.
color.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That was fun. That was
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
memories.
No, I mean, yeah, that's what we had.
Yeah. Another Easter question. I think this is our last Easter question. Any favorite Easter foods or desserts that you must have?
I'm not so big on desserts. Easter foods, we were just talking about this. Planning meals with all of this camping and all the people is kind of like an event itself. And so we usually like have a lot of barbecue and we're cooking outside.
Okay,
We're
yeah.
not cooking in the house because the house is old and we serve in the house, but we're cooking outside. So there's lots of grilling happening. We don't have like a specific Easter meal that we do.
Are deviled eggs considered an Easter type of? I don't know if it's a meal, but like a food.
I don't know. We're going to have deviled eggs.
Deviled
Granny's
eggs is
making
like
some.
a family gathering.
Okay.
A staple.
Easter, Thanksgiving.
Especially if you have a barbecue.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do you have any?
Ham? I feel like I remember
Ham?
like ham for the most
Ham
part.
kind of goes with pretty
Some
much
people
any
make
holiday.
brisket.
Yeah.
Like aren't there rules?
I don't think there's a specific Easter like staple.
Like you
There's
can't
no?
eat meat on Fridays. I think is like in the Catholic religion, I guess. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I just remember Easter wasn't a huge food. Like this is what we're having.
not
this,
food-driven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I remember.
Yeah.
But I remember ham. When I'm
I
back
will
in the
say,
day.
where we're going, brother-in-law Kobe is the cook. He's got the plan. He's already got. He's the one that's going to bring the food.
He's got all the trinkets and the
meats
tools
and the grills and
yeah.
this and that and other. And he's got it planned. And we just all kind of hang out and drink and snack. And then all of a sudden, Kobe starts cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone just texted me lasagna is a good one.
Lasagna.
So-
Pasta's always good on a holiday because it's easy and everybody can, spend more time together and not have to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Nothing's easier than a Chick-fil-A nugget tray, though.
Yeah.
Well, they aren't open on
That is
Easter
easy as
Sunday.
it gets. That's as simple as it gets for family gatherings.
That would be easy. I have two more questions for you guys. Lisa wants to know what's the best prank y'all have ever pulled on each other,
Prank.
or in general. I guess you can go with.
I'm scared to pull pranks on him, to be real honest, because I've heard about the pranking between his buddy
The
group.
revenge is
Yeah.
rough.
I'm worried about the revenge. Have I played a prank on you ever?
I think you got me recently, I feel like, but I can't remember what happened.
I don't either. It must not have been very good.
Yeah.
They pranked each other. So here's how that played out. The only one one of them got floured. One of them had baby crickets released into their house, and they were freaking everywhere for months and months and months. Josh Snyder
I
had
put 2,000 crickets in this guy's bedroom.
Damn, dude, that
his best friend.
Yeah.
Like they're good friends.
How long did it take him to find them all?
How long did they
forever.
They had to die.
They made it and created. They were.
Imagine what that night was like.
He was like, I go to sleep, and
You
every
turn
once
the
in a while I
light out, and
hear
them bugs
cricket
start
sounds.
rubbing them legs together.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So no, I'm not really looking to mess with all that.
Oh my gosh. So,
He would do something gnarly
yeah.
that would really hurt my feelings.
Oh my gosh. This one, can I tell the one where they get the pregnancy test one?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This makes me nauseous. So, we would.
This had nothing to do with me.
This is long before Amy. So we had a habit of getting drunk, and whoever was still up at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m, we would go to somebody's house and dump flour and a bucket of water on them or something, right? And bust in their house and get in their bedroom and just ruin it, their bed, right? And and we did that to a buddy of mine, Christopher. He will love this. He's a real estate agent these days. He used to work here as a car chief and a mechanic in Junior Motorsports. But he got me back, and it really put the skids on my pranking days.
Oh no.
I walked upstairs. I was dating this girl, and I walked upstairs to the bedroom in my house, and there was a positive pregnancy test on the counter.
Oh boy.
And I came downstairs, and I was like, "This is it. This is it. This is how you tell me." Like you just
What's
leave.
this?
Yeah, I'm like, you leave it there. I was so floored. and he was. Finally, right. I learned what was going on. He had a friend that was pregnant, and he got her to create the positive test.
She let him go on and on for a little bit.
It
And
was
then
like
finally, she's like, "Okay, dumbass,
Yeah.
it's a joke."
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know?
it was like a 12 hour.
She's like, "That's enough of this."
6 hour thing of me like freaking out and going, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?"
Spiraling.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And that was so dirty, so wrong.
He got you where it hurt. He knew exactly
Yeah.
what to do.
Oh, it was
So that put a halt to your pranking for a
Yeah.
little bit.
It made me contemplate maybe I was getting out of hand on my pranking.
Getting out of hand, just in general.
Should we tell
We
him?
ruined his bedroom. We 3 or 4 of them busted in there and dumped a gallon of water on him and then threw a bag of flour
Bags of flour,
on
like
him.
pasted him up.
Yeah, and
that's
so his
horrible.
bedroom and his bed and everything was just destroyed. Couldn't even go back to sleep.
The crickets are the worst. That lasted forever.
The crickets is. Oh my god, that's funny though. Should we tell him the Mike Davis prank we pulled last
Oh
week?
yeah. So last week I
my
had
God,
this
that's
card.
right.
I was going to try to do it to Alex Timms, but we couldn't figure out how to put it in your space
Yeah, we're
without
gonna do it to you here in
Yeah.
the studio,
while the show was running.
but we
Under
knew
my
you'd
booth.
mess with it before we could get the cameras rolling and get the show started.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm down here early. So
Yeah. Dale tried to get you out, and I couldn't get it out of my purse fast enough. So we
Damn.
saved it for Mike Davis, and it's a goat screaming card, and you stick it in a hidden place and push the button, and every 3 minutes it makes this goat cry,
yeah, it's
and
like,
not like a bat, but like a scream.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it'll run for 24 to 36 hours. It says. So we stuck it in his office and underneath his desk. And then when he found it, first of all, he was super pissed that it was happening. Everybody, of course, was like in the hall watching, waiting for him to find it. We were terrible. We were all terrible. We couldn't even like let the suspense ride out. And then Dale's sitting in there just basically telling him where it is. So he pulls
Mike-
it off, and then like glitter flies all over the floor.
Yeah.
So it's stuck to whatever surface you want to stick it to.
Yeah.
And when the person tries to remove it, glitter goes
Glitter
everywhere.
bomb. Yeah.
It's sitting there making this noise every minute, every 60 seconds, which feels like 3 minutes. It maybe was longer, but it's like we're all sitting there waiting for it to make a noise again. So Mike would get annoyed and Mike would want to remove it. And Mike's the kind of guy that's like, yeah, I'm not looking for it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look for it.
Dale even told him exactly where it was.
And
He's
I'm
like,
like,
I'm not looking
okay.
under my desk.
Come on, man. He's like, I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for it. I'm not doing this. What do y'all? I'm not doing this. And everybody's got their camera phones out.
Oh, yeah. We've got video footage of this.
Finally, I'm all right, Mike, it's under your desk. Just pull it off there, please.
God, the suspense is killing all of us.
Oh my God. You bastard. You are such a bastard. You're such a bastard. I hate you. I hate you so bad. This is an HR violation. This is an HR violation.
Oh, my goodness.
No, you're married to the problem. You're married to the problem.
it rubbed off.
Well, you know what?
Amy did it.
Well, there was another one behind the TV, and the next day we're in his office for a meeting. and
Right, so that's the
we
same
heard that
card.
one. That's the same
That's
one?
the same card. So instead of taking it with me, I slid it halfway under the door because he closed his door after that. And he was like, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somebody, I guess one of the girls that were in there for the meeting, held onto it and stuck it behind his TV.
Yeah.
And Andrew Curlin texted me. He's like, how long does that thing last? Because I hear it's like torturing everybody.
Yeah.
They found
I
it behind
wanted
the
to put it
TV.
in the ceiling tiles.
Yes.
Oh, man,
Well,
wouldn't
I'm
have
not
been
tall
found.
enough to mess with that.
If
But
I had a ladder, I would. That
That's
shit's
funny.
hilarious.
I think that's a good way to end Ask
Yeah.
Amy for today.
My dad used to walk around. I've told this story before, and you can find these little things on eBay and so forth. But there's a little black box that you mash a button and it has 4 sayings. And pardon my
French.
language. One, and it says it like eat. And so you hit this, and he would walk around. This is like 1994. He walked around in the shop, and he was be standing next to guys, and that thing in his pocket, and he'd mash that button, and he'd go, "You f***ing jerk!"
oh my gosh.
And he would just be sitting there grinning like hell. He loved it. And I think I found one on eBay. I don't remember if I bought it or not, but it's this little noisemaker. It says 4 things. You're that's what it says, stuff like that.
And you have to push the button.
You
and
push the button and it makes the now
whatever
song,
saying.
Yeah, the sound. And he just thought that was the greatest thing ever.
It is funny.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for another great Ask Amy. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and then also checking out the merch line on shop.dirtymomedia.com.
Shop.
Shop.
Dot dirtymomedia.
Dot com.
com. T-shirts, hats.
All the things for all of
Hoodies.
the podcasts we have are on that website.
When's your Jugs hat coming out?
I don't
for
know.
all the ladies?
I have designs. We have pictures. We have colored.
You have a
colors.
hat that says Jugs on it.
Yes. So
for the
my interview
girls.
with Jamie, we talked about our internet router.
Yeah.
We have to name those, and so ours was named Jugs. Just Us. It's an acronym for Just Us Girls, but that was very enticing. You know, everybody
Yeah.
enjoyed the name, so we're
Keep
gonna
a
make
lookout.
we're gonna make a hat called.
Keep a
Jugs.
lookout on the shop.dirtymomedia.com
Yeah.
site for the Jugs hat. I'll be curious if the girls buy the Jugs hat.
I'm gonna wear one.
I know.
I think it's fun.
It's awesome.
I like jugs. Who doesn't
Yeah.
like jugs?
Everyone loves Jugs.
Thanks, guys.